To celebrate becoming a widow, she ordered her favorite widow's feast. Each bite filled her with satisfaction. Her wild eating caught the owner's attention. "Miss, no one's rushing you. Take your time." Her diner faced the police station. The owner knew she'd just lost her husband. Yunjin ignored her. This feast wasn't just for herself, but for her 5-month-old baby. Today, she'll make up for everything. A call ruined her moment. Her brother-in-law demanded debt repayment, threatening to cut family ties. Yunjin snapped. "Consider it done already." "What do you mean done?" "Your brother's dead." "What? Say that again." "What happened to him?" "He's dead." "Hold on. Auntie, get me a Coke." Before he could respond, Yunjin hung up. She grabbed a glass, then paused, and chugged straight from the bottle. Her excitement grew, as if tasting true freedom. Yunjin had endured abuse since pregnancy. Her husband took frustrations out on her. Even neighbors grew numb to the violence. A limping guard worried for her. He'd climb 5 floors nightly to check. She couldn't accept his help, fearful of worse retaliation. "At least I'm alive. My knees are giving out. Can't keep climbing 5 floors. Please stop this, nosy old fool." Yunjin watched her husband warily. Only after he left could she clean up. A cut on her hand brought another round of abuse. She bowed her head in silence. Shockingly, he tossed her a gift, asked what she wanted to eat. This wasn't kindness. "Look at you. Who'd believe you're 5 months along? Ugly enough, now skin and bones. How's the baby supposed to grow? Normal women crave things. Why do you look so pathetic?" "Strawberries." "What? Speak up." "Strawberries." He threw down a credit card, demanded premium strawberries. This sudden generosity had motives. A windfall was coming. He smirked at Director Park on TV, then made a threatening call, holding leverage over him. "You're crossing lines." "Not at all. You kept avoiding my calls." "This way." Misunderstandings pile up. "You've got quite the mouth. I found courage lately. Teach me some manners then. Since we're here." Yunjin caught night fishing plans, and some deal at the reservoir. She memorized Director Park's face, slipped out quietly, but skipped the organic strawberries, but chose her favorite strawberry ice cream. She knew another beating awaited her at home, so she took a few bites outside to satisfy her craving. At the doorstep, she hesitated, too afraid to enter, but her long-planned escape kept her going. Mustering courage, she stepped into the hellish house. As expected, the beating began the moment she walked in. "How dare you disobey me?" "Useless." Yunjin dragged her battered body outside, crawling out to gaze up at the night sky. She had installed hidden cameras there earlier, to document her husband's domestic violence. But the husband wasn't finished yet. He showed no regard for Yunjin's 5-month pregnancy. He dragged her back by the hair violently. Her screams echoed through the building that night. Only when he fell asleep after his rage did Yunjin dare to get up quietly. She took her favorite strawberry ice cream. Yunjin stared at her bloody scalp and battered body with numb acceptance. She mechanically photographed her injuries and sent them to her eldest sister. She hoped to use these as divorce evidence, but her sister dismissed her concerns. "Others endure this fine. Why can't you? Go stay with our parents if you must." The next day before leaving, Yunjin secretly activated voice recording. She deliberately provoked him in the car, but driving kept him from hitting her. While searching for tissues, a bedazzled woman's phone fell out. He frantically shoved it back, nearly rear-ending another car. "Hey bitch, Yunjin suddenly noticed. The GPS wasn't set for her parents' house. Her husband smirked coldly and motioned her to look back. If that bag was full of 50,000 won bills, imagine the money. Our child's coming soon. We deserve to live like normal people, right? Right. Yunjin forced a submissive smile while recalling his call with Director Park. They arrived at Director Park's villa. Mrs. Park answered, covered in dirt, visibly distressed. They didn't know. She had done a great deal at home. She dug a severed hand. Hearing the doorbell, she hid the evidence. The abuser barged in rudely, carrying fishing gear uninvited. Tell your husband to fill this bag with cash and bring it to the reservoir tonight. He groped her while making threats. Terrified, Mrs. Park called her husband. She rushed to phone her husband. The abuser had vanished. Panicked about the buried corpse, she went searching for him. He was photographing the house like his own. Sorry, I just love your house. We're planning to move too. Our baby's coming soon. Remind Director Park about our night fishing plans. While he was distracted, Yunjin retrieved the mystery phone as she tried to examine it. So sorry. The phone slipped into the seat gap. She desperately reached for it, but couldn't retrieve it. As her husband approached, she shoved it deeper and pulled back. She pretended nothing happened, while he began maniacally laughing. Take a good look around here. We'll soon be living in a villa like this. Director Park rushed home that evening. He stared at the iron bucket, seemingly aware of its contents. Then he grabbed a shovel and started digging. Mrs. Park was too terrified to look back. Someone's been here, burying something in the soil. Sorry, just kidding. No, it was this thing. Whoa, you got scared. Director Park claimed the hand in the soil was just a rubber glove, but Sukhin was absolutely certain. She'd clearly seen a human hand. She wanted to dig deeper to confirm, but Director Park suddenly grabbed her from behind. He yelled, "What's wrong with you? The kids and I have tolerated enough of this. Start thinking about your family," implying this was all Sukhin's delusion. Seeing her husband's firm stance, she reluctantly backed down. Years ago, Sukhin witnessed her sister's corpse rotting at home. This trauma caused severe mental illness. When a neighbor appeared later, she subconsciously labeled him the killer. This man later became her son Sungchai's teacher. Sukhin's paranoia intensified. She tried to stop Sungchai from attending the school event, but Director Park took him anyway. Fearing for her son's safety, Sukhin rushed to the venue that night. Everyone wore masks, forcing her to identify people by build. She mistakenly attacked an innocent man with a bat. This incident forced the family to move from Seoul to this villa, but Sukhin's condition worsened. She feared strangers, heard strange noises, and smelled rotting stench in the yard. Her husband claimed it was natural fertilizer for the plants. Sukhin didn't buy it. After finding the hand, she became certain she wasn't delusional. Director Park received a text from the abuser with their villa's photo. The blackmail demand rose to 500 million Korean wons. He'd found new leverage. Honking his horn excitedly, Yunjin returned with groceries. Knowing her husband's plans, she bought him an energy drink. You only feed me kimchi rice and seaweed soup, but splurge on meat for your family. Those luxuries were bought with my money. Admit it. I paid for this. Want to see the receipt? Take it then. That's pocket change. This is getting ridiculous. Director Park spiked his wife's tea with sleeping pills. Thunder woke Suk-heen from drug-induced sleep. Thunder woke Suk-heen from drug-induced sleep. She rolled over. Suk-heen woke from nightmares, finding her husband missing. She searched the house, considered texting him to return, but decided against it. Next morning, Yeonjin got a police call. Mom. They say my husband's dead. Relatives wailed at the scene, but Yeonjin remained stone-faced. She kept asking cops, is he really gone? Meanwhile, Director Park made breakfast before Suk-heen woke, thinking she knew nothing. He lied, I stayed in because of the storm. This raised Suk-heen's suspicions. She checked the shoe rack. His shoes were muddy. Leaves covered the windshield. Tires showed he'd driven out. Then police arrived to take Director Park for questioning. Suk-heen rushed back to check last night's surveillance, but footage from the past 2 days was also deleted. That night, Director Park returned home. He claimed the abuser was a hospital partner. The police only asked routine questions. Tomorrow he'll attend the man's funeral. Suk-heen asked to join, wanting some air and answers. She hoped to investigate secretly. Meanwhile, Yeonjin sorted her husband's belongings at home. Before, touching his things meant a beating. She accidentally found his secret ledger. It contained dirt on powerful figures. This was his blueprint for wealth. Few came to pay respects at the funeral. Only her brother-in-law's family appeared, but they came demanding debt repayment. Turns out her husband had involved them in an investment. I invested 73 million KRW, $55,000. My brother put in 7.2 billion KRW, $111K. Yeonjin didn't believe a word. If they had that kind of money, they'd be living in luxury condos by now. The brother-in-law claimed bank loans funded it all. Now the debt burden fell on her shoulders. The news struck like a thunderbolt. Yeonjin stood frozen in shock. Daily beatings while he lived. Now torment from beyond the grave. Yeonjin completely broke down. Why? How can you people be so shameless? Why? Yeonjin remembered the woman's phone she found. As she turned it on to check, a call abruptly came through. Bastard. I can't contact you at all. You wanna die? We've got clients waiting. Hello. You're not the madam, are you? Who is this? Driven by curiosity, Yeonjin browsed the gallery and found a video. It showed sexual blackmail using students. Nothing. I wasn't doing anything. What the? This girl's young and pretty though. Hey, let's get moving. You got everything on camera? Yeah, capture every single detail. The girl reappeared in subsequent photos, alongside Director Park himself. Was Director Park being blackmailed too? Remembering her husband's villa plans, Yeonjin saw opportunity. Though unsure about the evidence's validity, she texted Director Park as her husband. Suk-heen accidentally saw the compromising photos. Later at the funeral, Director Park and Suk-heen arrived. For her child's future, Yeonjin decided to gamble. At dinner, she pulled Director Park aside, lied about her husband handed her the phone. Though unclear about his connection to the student, she leveraged his death as blackmail. Director Park realized Yeonjin sent the texts, but instead of fear, he counter-threatened her, claimed her husband died for overstepping, warned her greed would be her downfall, but for her child, Yeonjin pushed forward. Suk-heen watched everything from the window. Suddenly, Yeonjin's mother grabbed her from behind. Let me go. You smell too good to resist. Come home with me, don't refuse. Release me. No. Pretty lady, take me with you. Take me away. I'm begging you, get lost. Sukhin shoved her in panic. Yunjin returned just then, and exploded seeing the scene. I'm sorry. It was an accident. Hey. You have no idea what's happening. So listen carefully. Your husband. He killed my husband. What are you doing? I'm sorry. My mother-in-law is ill. Please show some understanding. Director Park hurriedly left with Sukhin. The police called again. Her husband is suspected of extortion, but calls kept failing. They urged him to cooperate. Yunjin finally broke down upon hearing this. He's dead. He's been gone. How many times must I say it? I told you he's dead. Dead. Gone. He died. He's dead and gone. That night, Sukhin remembered Yunjin's words. Combined with her husband's recent odd behavior, her anxiety grew unbearable. She sneaked to check the car while he slept. The dashcam and GPS data were erased, clearly hiding something sinister. What are you doing? Confronted by her husband, Sukhin lied about losing an earring. She claimed to search the car. Director Park offered to help. Nothing was found, of course. Next day, the earrings appeared in her closet. This raised his suspicions. He planted one in the car, claiming to have found it. Sukhin's eyes widened in shock. She confessed about the earrings. She wanted truth about the murder. Did he go out that night? But Director Park played dumb. He accused her of skipping meds. His voice rose angrily, blaming her mental illness, begged her to stop this madness. That's not true. No. What should I do? What else can I possibly do? You know what? I get tired too. After gaslighting her, Park left. Sukhin began doubting herself. Was it all in her head? She checked neighbors' security cams. Footage showed him leaving. Meanwhile, Yunjin buried her husband. She learned of his life insurance, hoping to pay debts with it. But suicide voids the policy. His death was ruled suicide. No payout for suicide cases. Final determination pending. What if it wasn't suicide? 520 million won, $200,000. He didn't kill himself. I know. That abuser didn't suicide. Yunjin was there that night. Remember the energy drinks? She spiked them with sedatives. Divorce wouldn't free her from him. Only his death could bring true freedom. She lit charcoal in his car, drove to the reservoir, pushed the car into water, to frame Director Park. But strangely, Park never showed up. You deserve to die. Die. I want to live. So desperately want to live. Drop dead. Can't get the 500 million payout. Mounting bank loans remain. Yunjin saw only one option. She'd target Director Park. But before she could act, Sukhin came to her first. She may look like a fragile and naive beauty, but there's a saying, a mother's strength knows no bounds. Her goal, like Yunjin's, is to uncover the truth for her son. After understanding the situation, Yunjin generously showed the video to Sukhin. She revealed finding notes about student Lee Suminat, minors, and 500 million won. The implications are crystal clear, but Sukhin refuses to believe her husband's depravity. My husband would never. I don't care what your husband does, because I know exactly what mine's been up to. Yunjin immediately walked her through the events. Her husband blackmailed Sukhin's husband with photos and videos. He was killed by Director Park during the reservoir deal. Though Sukhin understood the truth, she stubbornly claimed her husband stayed home. Unexpectedly, Director Park suddenly called. If he's truly innocent, why would he contact Yunjin first? Such perfect timing. How inconvenient. Let's meet. Well, name a time and place. I'll be there. I'll contact you later. I currently have guests at home. Hearing this conversation, Sukhin finally faced reality. She joined Yunjin's investigation. Before their meeting, they rushed to Lee Suminit's house. Sukhin kept watch outside. Yunjin posed as Suminit's teacher to meet her father. He claimed his daughter vanished 3 months ago, yet showed no concern. Suminit's mother died years ago. He worked odd jobs, neglecting his daughter. This led her astray into underage sex work. The man suddenly remembered. The teacher called a month ago. But that was a man. Yunjin realized the danger. She quickly made an excuse to leave. Hey! Why are you asking about my daughter? Who are you? Well, Suminit. What about Suminit? Yunjin remembered his domestic violence history. She faked stomach pain. Then she spotted pumpkin porridge, triggering traumatic memories. Her worst beating involved pumpkin porridge. Stay back. What did you say? Don't come near me. Sukhin heard commotion and tried to help, but her outfit hindered movement. She ripped her skirt and smashed through the door. The terrified man cowered, shaking in the corner. As Yunjin raised a liquor bottle, seeking to kill him, he scrambled to call police. The women escaped. They sat streetside, contemplating life. Having survived this together, they finally exchanged names. That night, Director Park met Yunjin. He recalled the homicide at his home. The victim was Suminit, her body hidden in his son's closet. Though his alibi was unclear, Suminit's case became his weakness. Two ruthless negotiators met at a cafe. Your price? You first. Your husband demanded. Minus 200 million won minus 500 million won. You understand. It was always 500 million. Director Park demanded evidence to justify the price increase. For a mutually acceptable deal, Yunjin slammed down notebook copies. Anyone could write this. Worthless for 500 million, he demanded real leverage. She calmly probed for information. Sukhin eavesdropped on everything. 15 or 16 years old. Same as Suminit, right? In uniform, she'd look just like them, right? You recognize her? Lee Suminit. Seeing the man's thunderous expression, Yunjin instantly knew she hit the jackpot. Director Park immediately softened his stance. 300 million. Let's make it 300 million won. No. We've already agreed on the amount. $500 million won. As Yunjin refused to back down, Director Park played his trump card. He genuinely wasn't at the reservoir that night. How did you move him? That couldn't have been easy. He's quite a large man. And you're pregnant besides. No matter how I look at it. I can't figure it out. Director Park noticed Yunjin's hesitation. He knew his guess was right. But Yunjin stood her ground. She insisted he was the killer at the reservoir. Director Park didn't deny it. He threatened mutual destruction, dared her to go to the police. Let the truth come out. Yunjin panicked visibly, confirming Director Park's suspicions. In that case, he gained leverage over Yunjin. Let's settle this now. Come to the police station with me. Give them your phone. Cleanest solution, don't you think? Or let misunderstandings pile up and exhaust us both. If I'm mistaken about this, why pay 300 million for a mere photo? It's complicated to explain. The 300 million was to avoid complications. But since you refused, I'll investigate thoroughly. Take my time uncovering, until you pay the 500 million. As I said before, you're just like your husband. Better watch your step. Don't end up hurt like him. You're carrying a child. Director Park left with final threats. Hyunjin met Sukhin secretly. The negotiation was disastrous. She gained no leverage on the murder, and revealed her weaknesses, still unclear to her. Director Park's link to the student, but Sukhin didn't care. She offered 300 million if Hyunjin would stop. Before Hyunjin could answer, Suminit's phone rang. The funeral caller reappeared. You finally answered. Who are you? Me. Lee Suminit's guardian. Where is she? If you want to know, bring the phone by 1 p.m. tomorrow. I'll text the address. And bring cash. They reached an agreement. Sukhin would investigate her husband. Hyunjin sought concrete evidence. Director Park stayed out drinking, recalling that rainy night, the night of heavy rain. He never met the abuser at the reservoir. Instead dug up Suminit's decaying body, reburied her elsewhere, explaining the foul smell Sukhin noticed. Next day they went to the motel, but it was no guardian, but a pimp trafficking students, controlling numerous students. Suminit was one. He could offer whereabouts for Suminit. In exchange for the phone, explain yourself first, then we'll give it. Why so hostile? Asking for a beating? Search them. Touch her and I'll kill you. Yes, it's me. If I don't contact you in 10 minutes. Hand the phone over to the police. What's going on? What role am I supposed to play? Sukhin then casually tossed a stack of bills. The pimp's face lit up instantly. In this society, those who act tough reek of poverty. Dealing with the rich is much easier. He said he didn't know where Lee Suminit went. He added she was the top girl here, but she might have run off with a rich guy, causing him to lose a lot of clients. Hyunjin immediately took out her phone. She asked if Suminit ran off with Director Park, but the answer she got was no. Their clientele are all elites, so doctors are naturally not to be missed. And Director Park is the hospital's director. Getting in with him means a lot of clients. Everyone can make money together, but Director Park refused his offer. But the pimp wasn't willing to give up, so he secretly planned to drag him down. He sent Lee Suminit, his top girl. She staged a fall and pretended to be hurt, trying to seduce Director Park into a mistake. Give me a hand. Okay. Director Park seemed to know her intentions. He didn't fall for it. He looked down and said a few words. The pimp captured this moment. He didn't know what Park said. Just since that day, Lee Suminit's mood became very strange, repeatedly trying to find Director Park again, but the pimp always stopped her. So, Director Park and Lee Suminit are unrelated. After hearing the story, Sukhin was finally relieved. However, at the same time, Lee Suminit's body was found by the police on a mountain near the reservoir. Shallow grave. Looked rushed, but the rain washed away the traces. Only some adult items were left. Considering the case of the abusive man, police linked the two cases. Sukhin and Hyunjin had a falling out. She thought Hyunjin was framing her. She wanted to extort money. Hyunjin was uncomfortable. Aren't you the one who wanted to investigate with me? Why did you come? There's a reason behind it, right? Why don't you trust your husband? No. Actually, you don't trust yourself, right? Sukhin slapped Hyunjin. Hyunjin turned and left without a word. For the child in her womb, she had to get the money. Besides, she didn't trust the pimp. The police came to report the results. It's confirmed he drowned, but they found a lot of sleeping pills in him. So, murder can't be ruled out. Hyunjin remained expressionless. She said her husband never liked medicine. even with a cold or fever. How could he suddenly take so many pills? Someone must have done this to him. Police said the investigation continues, but it's likely to be ruled a suicide. She won't get compensation then. This made Yunjin very anxious. At the same time, Sukhin confronted her husband at home. Park said the fishing trip was an excuse. Her mother was actually sick. Her mom and he thought it should be secret, so Sukhin wouldn't worry. It might make her condition worse. Sukhin felt very guilty. She said she would take her medicine on time. But that night, Director Park went out late again. He burned the fishing bag with the body. All the evidence was destroyed. The next day, Sukhin started a new life. She went back to being a housewife and cleaned, but she found a small red flower while cleaning. Sukhin vaguely remembered. She had seen a similar flower a few days ago, but she didn't think much of it then. But now, thinking of Lee Se-min's phone, the facts and the truth were about to emerge. Sukhin's calmed emotions became tense again. Sukhin rushed to the spot in the yard where she had unearthed a human hand. She frantically dug deeper, desperate to confirm her suspicions. Director Park suddenly returned home at that moment. Horrified by what he saw, he rushed forward to stop her. "I'm talking to you. What are you doing? And you? What have you done here? Please, honey. If you keep this up, Sung Chai and I will suffer. This is about your actions. Why drag Sung Chai into it? Must you know the truth? I need to know. And then what? Can you handle it? I'll deal with that after I know. But I'm certain what I saw here that day wasn't a rubber glove." With no way out, Director Park confessed. The hand Sukhin found was real, belonging to Lee Se-min. He buried the student's body in the yard after her death. Sukhin completely broke down. How could you? How could you do this? How could you kill someone? How? Mom. Their argument was witnessed by Sung Chai returning from school. Sukhin tried to send her son inside, but he seemed to know the truth. Ignoring his father's shouts, he knelt on the ground. "Go inside. Get in now." "Dad, you have to stop this. I'm in so much pain. It's unbearable. Pretending everything's fine every day. I can't keep up this act." Someone died. Sung Chai. You knew too? Mom. I killed her. I killed Lee Se-min. It started a month ago. Lee Se-min stopped Sung Chai on his way home. She knew his name immediately. Though confused, he was flattered by the attention. They lingered at the bus stop for hours. Their conversation grew lively, until she suggested visiting his house. He agreed without hesitation. He eagerly offered her a drink, but she clumsily broke a family photo. She didn't even apologize, just watched him clean up the mess. Then she sat on the windowsill, taking photos. Someone once asked me, "Do people like me deserve to exist? How cruel is that? Who has the right to say such things?" That person was Director Park, Sung Chai's father. Those words shattered her self-worth. She wanted revenge. Sung Chai became her target. She dropped a positive pregnancy test on the floor, proof she was carrying his child. "Your mom's pretty. But I still won in the end. I'm leaving now. Thanks for the juice." Sung Chai, being young, didn't fully understand the situation. Seeing Lee Se-min leaving, he hurried to catch up and ask. Lee Se-min burst into laughter at his reaction. Then she decided to lay her cards on the table. "You might have to call me Mom. Take care now. I'll raise your sibling properly and come back someday." Sung Chai just wanted to teach her a lesson out of anger, but Lee Suminit collapsed and lay motionless. He panicked instantly. Approaching closer, he discovered a pool of blood had spread from her head. She was clearly beyond saving. The flower charm on her phone broke off and fell into the garden pit at home. Sung Chai didn't know what to do. He hid behind the cabinet, too terrified to come out. When his father returned home later, though Sung Chai remained silent, the father understood everything upon seeing Lee Suminit. He dragged her body upstairs and locked it in Sung Chai's wardrobe. This explained the noises Sukhin had heard earlier. Director Park sent Sukhin back to her parents' house and buried Lee Suminit in the yard. As days passed, the decomposing body began to stink. To protect Sukhin's fragile mental state, he kept lying to her. But he knew this couldn't continue. He secretly drugged Sukhin with sleeping pills. On the night he planned to meet the abusive husband, he retrieved the body and packed it in a fishing bag. Driving through the night, he buried it near the reservoir. The heavy rain washed away all evidence. That's essentially what happened. Sukhin sent her son inside, then confronted her husband. What Suminit told Sung Chai. You believe a child's words? I only saw her once in the hospital parking lot. If that's true, why would she lie to Sung Chai? The pimp exploiting those kids has connections with our hospital doctors. I feared a hospital scandal, so I hinted she should back off. She came seeking revenge. You know how reckless youngsters are. They act without thinking. Even if Director Park's story is true, Lee Suminit was an innocent life. Sukhin refused to let her son live with this guilt. She decided to take him to the police. Director Park desperately stopped her. Our son's only 15. Prison would ruin him and our family. The hospital's reputation would collapse. We'd lose everything. Director Park vowed to prevent this. I might take drastic measures. Sung Chai hesitated. As head of this family, I must protect us. What choice do I have? Turn in our son as a murderer? Let the hospital shut down, live as social outcasts? No, I can't do it. If you pretend ignorance, we can remain a family. Sukhin's phone suddenly rang. Police knew about her investigation with Yunjin. They summoned both for questioning. Director Park warned her at the door, think of me and our son before speaking. Sukhin obeyed. When questioned, she claimed suspicion of her husband's affair. That's why she investigated with Yunjin. Their stories matched perfectly. They were soon released. But police gave Yunjin bad news. Her husband's death was ruled suicide. She left devastated with his belongings. Outside, she met Sukhin and hitched a ride to her mother's nursing home. Her mother had attempted suicide that morning. Nurses found her just in time. The family's under immense pressure. They can't afford the care costs. Her only brother abandoned her. Misfortunes never come alone. Just then, the landlord called to demand rent, threatening to evict Yunjin if unpaid. Helpless, Yunjin turned to her sister-in-law for help. She begged to stay at their countryside house temporarily, but her sister-in-law said it wasn't a good time, as relatives were coming to visit. This left Yunjin in dire straits. Now, she could only resign herself to fate. Yunjin took the abusive man's phone, but dumped his belongings on the roadside. Meanwhile, Sukhin rushed home to find her son Sangchul missing. Bedding and clothes were all cleared out. Even the phone was disconnected. A neighbor suddenly rang the doorbell. Turns out Sung Chai moved out. He asked her to help move his luggage. The neighbor kindly explained the situation. She learned he ran away from home. She drove Sukhin to Sung Chai's new place. Sung Chai wasn't surprised by his mother's visit. He denied accidentally killing Lee Suminit, claiming their father was responsible, and that he witnessed everything. Lee Suminit survived the fall down the stairs. When Sung Chai saw his mother returning, he moved her to his room temporarily, promising to save her when he returned. But he grew restless during class, eventually skipping school to go home. When no one came to rescue Suminit, she started pounding on the door. That's the noise Sukhin heard. She tried to investigate, but Director Park stopped her. After Sukhin left, Sungchae rushed back home, only to find Suminit mysteriously gone. He searched the house frantically, and saw his father burying Suminit alive. It became clear the murder was to prevent potential scandal. After learning the truth, Sukhin was overwhelmed with guilt. She remembered hearing the noises, but believed Director Park's lies, leading to an innocent life lost. Sungchae tried comforting her, urging her to turn their father in, so they could start over together. He promised to grow up fast, and protect her in the future. Sukhin tearfully hugged her son, but remained conflicted internally. Meanwhile, Yunjin spent hours at home, finally cracked the abuser's phone password, uncovering crucial evidence, photos of Director Park's house, and the window Suminit photographed, along with messages to Director Park. Yunjin realized these were blackmail materials. Hence the 500 million KRW demand. Next day she rushed to Sukhin's villa, recalling her husband's previous visit. He knew everything about Suminit, had photos of her locations, though confused about the details. This could serve as blackmail proof. Police would find clues eventually. Sukhin sat silently on the couch, then produced a large bag, containing 200 million KRW cash. I asked for 500 million KRW. I know your 500 million demand. The remaining 300 million will come after it's done. What are you saying? Help me. Kill my husband. Yunjin was stunned speechless, thought Sukhin was tricking her, or trying to frame her for murder. Sukhin began explaining urgently. Yesterday, she secretly visited Yojin's mother at the nursing home. From her, she learned Yojin killed her husband. That night, Yojin pushed the car into the reservoir and returned home. They were supposed to return together, but only she came back, and she came back late, drenched in water. Her mother suspected foul play that night. The next day, news of her son-in-law's death came. Only then did she confirm her daughter's guilt. Perhaps due to mental illness, she accidentally leaked the secret. Why did you do that? Don't you know my mom is ill? She has dementia. That's why she keeps spouting nonsense. She doesn't even recognize her own daughter, yet you only believe her words. So, should I start digging? Dig all the way to the truth. Seeing Sukhin's composure, Yunjin felt a pang of panic. But this was no trivial matter. She needed a few days to think it over. Then she left with the 200 million won. She meant to pay her mother's care fees. But before she could pay, her sister-in-law's relentless calls came. Her brother had caused a severe DUI accident. Now he's in critical care too. They need massive surgery funds, plus compensation money. Her sister-in-law wept about selling their house. Despite their past conflicts, Yunjin's kindness prevailed. She bailed them out for family's sake. Now she's penniless again. When her mother briefly regained clarity, she revealed her brother wasn't just tired, he was drunk racing when he crashed. Knowing her hopeless son, this will keep happening. Yunjin can't keep saving him, plus she's burdening her daughter now, so she cut ties with Yunjin. Your brother will keep messing up. And I might spout crazy nonsense anytime. Your sister-in-law. She'll kiss up until she gets the apartment. Don't worry about her. But Mom, you know I killed someone. Yet I feel nothing. How? How did this happen? Quiet. We're not alone here. Why? You saw him beat me bloody. Yet made his favorite side dishes. Then sent me back to hell. Why would you do that? I thought if I pleased his stomach, he'd treat you better. You know what, Mom? If I hadn't killed him, He would have killed me. Leave. From now on. Plug your ears. And pretend ignorance. If you have a child, send me a photo. Live your life. And when I die, visit me briefly like a stranger. Then leave. Can it really be like that? Yes. Yunjin packed her belongings. She planned to vacate the house. Then Sukhin suddenly appeared, bringing strawberry ice cream. Sukhin asked for her decision. Yunjin produced her abuse recording camera. She recorded their entire conversation. An insurance policy for the future. The women struck a deal. 5 billion won for killing Director Park. Yunjin set her plan in motion. First, Sukhin would visit neighbors, faking domestic violence injuries, mention the surveillance timeline, matching her husband's death time, then request charcoal for a barbecue, get sleeping pills for the day, drive his drugged body to the reservoir, light charcoal for a suicide setup. Overcome with guilt for killing the abusive husband and Lee Suminit, he took his own life. Sukhin was stunned the moment she heard the plan. She asked Yunjin, "Did you kill your husband the same way?" Yunjin showed her the domestic violence footage. Sukhin, coddled all her life, had never witnessed such brutality. She soon understood Yunjin's motive for the murder. "I thought the chaos in my life was all that bastard's fault. But now that he's really dead, things haven't improved. I feel utterly lost. I can no longer find excuses for my misery. If you could go back in time, would you make the same choice?" "Probably, because I don't think I killed one person, but saved 2 lives." Sukhin proceeded with the plan. She drugged her husband's morning juice. When he passed out, Yunjin arrived in disguise. Time to move him to the car. Yunjin confirmed the charcoal was ready. Then something unexpected happened. Sukhin had told Director Park everything. Learning Yunjin had evidence. He gambled to protect his son Sung-chai. The last witness had to disappear. He revealed his true plan to Sukhin: eliminate Lee Suminit first, then deal with the abusive husband. But the husband died unexpectedly. The blackmailer's demands were endless. 500 million won was just the start. It would have been a bottomless pit. Sukhin agreed to eliminate Yunjin. But watching him dig the grave, she changed her mind. She slipped a knife to awakening Yunjin. "Not yet. Keep your eyes closed." Director Park paused, digging to rest. Yunjin pretended to be unconscious. She eavesdropped on their conversation. Sukhin stopped her grave-digging husband. "Why did you strangle Lee Suminit? You could have let her live. Why kill her with your bare hands?" Director Park was stunned. He thought she didn't know the truth. He tried blaming their son again. Sukhin saw through his lies. "Our son told me everything." Cornered with no excuses, he flew into his usual rage, but urgent business remained. He refused to explain further. Then he noticed Yunjin stirring. He rushed to check on her. Director Park never imagined his meek wife would betray him. Blind with rage, he kicked Yunjin's 5-month pregnant belly, slammed her against the wall by the collar. Yunjin couldn't fight back, a puppet enduring his brutality. "Stop." Sukhin aimed a scalpel at her wrist to stop the violence. "Surrender now, or I'll bleed out here. See how you explain this." But Director Park wasn't intimidated at all. He kept pushing forward aggressively, like a man possessed by evil spirits. Then he suddenly slapped Sukhin across the face. "What? You want me to leave? Do you think you could survive without me? You've been sheltered your entire life. You're nothing. Pathetic." Sukhin tried to escape his clutches, but was soon cornered at the stairwell. Director Park had completely lost his sanity. Seeing his wife's disloyalty, he decided to kill both Yunjin and Sukhin, to permanently bury his secrets. At this critical moment, a socialite next door noticed Yunjin struggling on the floor. She rushed over to investigate, and called the police before entering. Yunjin began fighting for survival, shattering glass with a heavy bar. Director Park temporarily abandoned Sukhin, aiming to eliminate the troublemaker first. Unaware of the safety manual's warning, never linger near stairwells. All of this was ultimately your doing. Director Park met Lisa Minutte's fate. Lisa Minute didn't die instantly, but bled out on the floor, beyond any salvation. Yunjin and Sukhin exchanged silent glances, until police arrived at the scene. Both taken for interrogation, Sukhin recounted the foul stench first, then detailed Director Park's murders, but lied about the abusive husband, claiming her husband killed the abuser. Securing Yunjin's 500 million yen insurance, said truth emerged through joint investigation. But their probe was discovered. Yunjin came to protect her, and saved her at the crucial moment, pushed Director Park down the stairs. Are you really drawing that conclusion? All your testimony and evidence condemn you. You're aware, right? I'm mentally prepared. Because my killing of my husband is indeed true. Yunjin was released home, received the insurance payout notice, but surprisingly found she wasn't as happy as expected, then suddenly felt movement in her abdomen. Sukhin was soon jailed. Like Yunjin, she was surprised to feel no expected regret or sorrow, having realized what she fought to keep wasn't family, but the anxiety she tried to escape. Refusing to be an ornamental follower, recognizing her independent self, not financially, but spiritually. From now on, she'll be her own master. So what's next? What will you do? Life, of course. As my true self. Is this really possible? Can I also keep living? I'm counting on you. You must live well. In the end, Yunjin safely gave birth to her baby. She delivered the photos to her mother as promised. To raise her son, she worked as a bakery cashier. Sukhin was released years later, though they never met again. They both worked towards a better life. I'm living well now. What about you? Me too. I'm trying to be myself now. Sukhin. Mom. Okay, I'm coming.